Hey, I've come to realize recently that what I'm really doing is building a personal brand. Gary Vaynerchuk in one of the videos I watched recently said that if you'll build a personal brand, and even if your employer takes your job away from you, you'll always be able to sell ice cream. And that's true. Your personal brand is something that it was difficult to do in the past, but as we get into the growth of the internet, it's becoming easier and easier, and I believe all the more important. If you look at my thumbnail for this video, I'm modeling my efforts from some of the things I've learned about some of the people who I think have built some of the most important personal brands. And I'll start with Muhammad Ali, somebody that I admired over the years. Probably at one point was the most recognized individual in the world, and he built his personal brand. He built it really through the interactions of him and Howard Cosell, as well as his fighting in the ring. Then you've got LeBron James. My goodness, the man makes $88.7 million a year. And to emphasize the ability of him to build his brand, of that 88.7, 35 million is a salary, and 53.7 million is endorsements. That's a brand. He and Shaquille O'Neal are two basketball players who have really built a personal brand. And then I referred to Gary Vaynerchuk. In one of his videos, he mentioned that he gets paid $200,000 per speaking engagement for a keynote speaking engagement. You also notice I put Oprah Winfrey. Oprah is worth $2.8 billion. She has a personal brand. Does she promote other products with her brand? Yeah, but she built that brand. Ellen DeGeneres is following so successfully in her footsteps. That's someone who's been up, down, and then recovered and rebuilt her brand. Michael Jackson, what a brand he's built. He made last year $400 million. He's the highest paid dead entertainer in the world. So, and then I also show Harry and Meghan. Over the last month, Harry and Meghan have, I believe, made a decision, and I think a good decision, to build a personal brand, and they don't need to put up with what those of us who watch The Crown knows is the misery that goes along with being part of the royal family. And then in my thumbnail, you're going to see who I believe is probably the single best built personal brand in the history of mankind. And he is the model that I'm going to build my personal brand, and I think that is what most of these other people have done. They are givers. Jesus Christ probably has built the largest personal brand of any human being in the history of mankind. And I think you need merely to look at what he did. He gave. He shared. He gave the ultimate. He gave his life for us. And as a result, he has a personal brand. Now, what I think is interesting in that, he had 10 followers. But those followers believe so strongly in what he presented and promoted that they shared from centuries to centuries, and now 2,000 years later, he still owns the largest personal brand, I believe, in the world. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Through my sharing, through my identification of who my market is, who I can benefit, I'm going to share my knowledge to build my personal brand. And I want to challenge you to do that as well. And I'm going to build a course that's going to explain how I'm doing it and how I think you should do it. Now, let's just say, well, I'm not an athlete. I'm not LeBron James. The only difference between you and LeBron James is he plays basketball. That's his skill, that's his talent, and he plays to a bigger audience. You have a skill, you have a talent, and what you have to do is build your audience. I was thinking the other day, what if I was a nurse? I have knowledge. I have knowledge as a nurse that you need to know. So my challenge is to use social media to share my knowledge as a nurse to build a personal brand. Whatever you do in your field, you have knowledge that I need. And if not me, other people. Now recognize there's a difference between marketing your knowledge so that your people want to then work with you than advertising. Advertising of recent has become an interruption. And that's why things like Netflix, Disney's new channel, YouTube TV, and Amazon's Prime channel are being so successful. And as I heard on the news today, there's even more of them coming because advertising is an interruption. And we want to avoid them, so we're moving away from the networks. And we're willing to pay to get rid of that advertising. That was the original success of cable TV. So you need to recognize you don't want to advertise. I see a guy comes on some of the videos that I watch that sells Maseratis here in Birmingham. He's advertising the car. He needs to intrigue me into the experience. He needs to take his grandmother for a ride in the Mercedes and just rock her socks off and make me smile and think, wow, I need to know about a Maserati. He needs to show me under the hood and explain to me. He needs to show me the factory and build an interest. He doesn't need to advertise. Advertising is dead. Facebook, if you're advertising on Facebook, you're going the wrong way. Facebook should be used to build an awareness of you and to build your personal brand. They should want to come buy your product. I'm in real estate and I see a lot of ads for specific homes on Facebook. The odds of you putting a home in front of somebody that wants that home on Facebook are slim to none. But if you'll use Facebook, and in my case, I believe the best vehicle known to man is YouTube, to present yourself, to share your feelings, to share your knowledge, to share your experience, so that when John or Mary, who want to buy or sell a house, say, hey, that Kerry Grinkmeyer sells houses and he's shared a lot of information, I'm going to give him a call. That's current marketing. That's building a personal brand. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, the next step I'm going to take is take that brand beyond just a video. As you probably know, I've written several books. Well, books, and I'm going to readapt this book. This book was built pretty much to help me understand who I am and what I'm all about. But I think if I adapt that book to how you can find out who you are and then end up helping you build your personal brand by writing a book, then I bring some value to you. I bring something that you hold as a value, and if I give you enough of that value, then you'll give to me something in return. Well, what does that look like? I watch a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk's videos. Have I ever given him anything back? Yeah, I've bought several of his books. I talk about him to my audience. And so that's how the whole theory, I believe, of the future of building your brand, your personal brand, by giving, by sharing, and building a following. I currently have about 1,000 followers. Seth Godin says, and I believe him, that if you have 1,000 followers who believe in you, you can live for the rest of your life off of those 1,000 Because if you continue to give to those 1,000 people, they'll share them with at least 2 people that they know. That brings you to 3,000. And then you grow exponentially with awareness. And as I say, by sharing your skills, your knowledge to your audience, you then insulate yourself from ever being vulnerable to being fired by your boss, your company going bankrupt, because you're not just relying on your employer. You're relying on yourself. And you're building a following, and you're building your personal brand. I think this is such a gift that technology has given us. I just deplore you to get involved in YouTube. Get involved on LinkedIn. Build a good, solid profile on both LinkedIn and Facebook. And do it with the goal of building your awareness, which interprets building your brand within the community that wants your information and that you can share it with. As I say, I'm working on building a course. The module I'm working on right now is that of how would you go about writing a book that would build your brand. Now, again, I want to explain to you how YouTube works. I get a following. I just monetized my channel. YouTube will pay me money for ads. I have some people who go into my description and find out the video equipment I use, the books that I recommend, and I work as an Amazon affiliate. So that creates a paycheck for me. Believe it or not, I sell books, okay? That creates a paycheck for me. I think, I don't know where it was, that someone said to me, the key to success, financial success, is building multiple sources of income. A job is not enough. A job can be taken away from you. But if you own rental property and somebody's paying you rent, that's a mailbox check. If you sell books and you build enough of a following, that's a mailbox check. If you have a good following on YouTube and you get affiliate sales, that's a mailbox check. If you have some skill that people are willing to pay for, you create a course. That's a mailbox check. These checks will go on, just like for Michael Jackson. I don't think I'll ever get to $400 million a year as a deceased YouTube creator, but it's possible. You just have to. LeBron James has a bigger audience than you and I do. But Casey Neistat has 1.4 million followers on YouTube. That's just mind-boggling. And it's not that he has any special skill. Look up Casey Neistat on YouTube, and you come back and tell me what Casey's got that you don't have. What his unique ability is that God gave them that you don't have. I'm puzzled, but you have an opportunity. I want to share with you that you have that opportunity. And then I want to help you walk through the steps to capitalize on that opportunity. And then I want to challenge you to watch Harry and Meghan. I think they are going to teach us all a phenomenal lesson on how to build a personal brand. Watch them. Be aware. And if you don't know the backstory, watch the what is it, The Crown? That's crazy. Okay, I'm excited about this. I'm working on the course. I'm working on building my personal brand in the footsteps of these people. They have shown us the way, and we merely need to learn from them. Okay, subscribe, hit the bell so you'll get the next video in this series. I hope you watched some of my, I had a tremendous time last week videoing on the Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas. That was a hoot. As I'm watching the videos, they aren't as good as what I thought they were when I was doing them, but it was a hoot, and I'm enjoying this, and I hope you do too as well.